Thank you so much, Dana, wonderful name, for speaking
Great
with
name.
me. Great name. Um, what I love most about your work is how the variety that you bring for it. So what I wanted to know, especially for back on the strip, what was it that you pulled from for this look? Because it's much different than what you've done in the past, but yet I always know that it looks like a Dana Campbell work.
Well, let's see. For one, I know that the actors that I got to the cast that I got to dress, I know them pretty well.
Mhm.
And also, I love Chris Spencer, and I love what he wrote and what he wanted to accomplish. I was have his back 100%. Also, I am very character driven, so I really get into a character, and I collaborate with, of course, the creator and the actor. So for everything I do, it's a collaboration, and that's really what happened. And it all happened quickly, and a lot of it happened on the telephone and long distance. So luckily, I know them all pretty well, and that's what happened.
So there's two different looks you have. You have the regular casual look, and then of course the strip look when they get to start doing the stripping dances. So can you talk about for the stripping, bringing in, I would guess, kind of the ease or the effortlessness to kind of get rid of the clothes? What was it? Were there certain materials that you were looking for? Was it a certain look? Also to make it unified as much as that team was?
There were a lot of hands-on for that part. I didn't get to complete all the ideas that I had, and there was also
Mhm.
another costume designer that worked out of Vegas. So plus you have all the guys with all of their input, and we were on a very tight budget and a very, very, very short schedule. So I know a lot about tearaway and breakaway and stunts. And so my part is just that, just making things able to easily come off, or Velcro or snaps or things that are easy to tear away. As far as the funny and the character part of each person's tearaway, breakaway, there were a lot of hands on and a lot of participation in those looks.
Wonderful. Now, when dealing with an ensemble like this, I was wondering, do you go by what the character, the personality is, or is it more appropriate as to what that setting is for the costume?
Kind of both.
Okay.
I think they really wanted me to help my work on the show because I know those guys so well. I worked on Chris Spencer's Real Husbands of Hollywood for 6 seasons, which lasted over 10 years. So I've known most of them for 10 years. I we all get along pretty well. We know, like, it's a collaboration. So that made it easy and fun. And for instance, JB and I love fashion. So it's easy to make things for J. I would say it was kind of challenging because of the time, the budget, and how spread out we were from Los Angeles to wherever they were in the United States to arrive at work in Vegas ready to work, not with enough fitting times or just not enough. No department had enough time or money, but somehow just being behind Chris Spencer, it all worked. It all worked. And we just want to support Chris in his debut film, and from the actors to everybody below the line and behind camera and front of the camera, we all wanted to support Chris as much as we possibly could. So we did our best.
So dealing with a small budget and also a tight turnaround, do you find that is more, you could allow for more creativity? Because you have to think right away and on the spot.
You can call it creativity or resourcefulness, whichever one you like. But I'm pretty good at both. So I'm definitely resourceful. I just really love to push the envelope and to raise the standards to excellence at all the time, if possible, or whenever possible. And we give 100,000% all the time. So yes, I try to do whatever I can with whatever I have.
Right. Now, for you, what was it that really said, I want to be a costume designer? What spoke to you the most in your journey?
Ernest Dickerson. Ernest just said one day, he called me up and he said, Dana, I think it's time. It's time for you to be a costume designer. And so that's what happened. I worked on a show of his called Ambushed. I'd worked with him before on under Ruth Carter on Surviving the Game. And we all got along in really tough situations. And he's still my brother to this day. We've done so many great projects together, but I've always loved fashion. I am from a part of the South where they shoot a lot of period movies. So I have a background in period clothing and shows and history. And then went to New York and then to LA and worked with Stan Lathan and a lot of Ernest Dickerson and Stan. And they have their bottom line is the best. So when you have bosses like that who give you the rope to do what you can with what you have, and they expect the best, then you do the best, and that's just it all worked out fine. And I had very stylish parents. I love fashion. I have a passion for fashion, but I just love it.
I like that. What would you say is your favorite period piece? Or your favorite that period?
Favorite period piece? Well, let's see. I was the interim designer on Daughters of the Dust. And it was under very difficult circumstances that I fell into that position. But when I did, I had a background as a costumer on every single war movie you can think of. So I could pull from that for that period and having it on African Americans and people from the South, the Indigo and the Gullah Geechee community, and me being from there as well. I think that might be one of my favorites. There were just so many circumstances, but so much history that went into that with Julie and AJ and all the actors. It was just, I would maybe have to say that. And then I got to work as a costumer with Francine Jameson Tanchuk on Glory. That was amazing. And I also got to dye all the petticoats on Summersby with Merlin Vance. So I can say that. And then also I got to be the key costumer on the set of Gettysburg. And that's 15,000 soldiers. So there are a lot of reenactors, and I can say, yes, I know the 1800s for sure.
Is there a particular fashion style that you look at today that you would love to incorporate in a future project?
I like, well, of course, I get a lot of energy from artists like Erykah Badu, Pharrell, Beyonce. There are a lot of fashion designers now, Vanilla. I like the mix. I like I like a collaboration. I feel that everybody has something to bring to the table, and I can help them express that. And sometimes I am really good at pushing the envelope as far as taking it to the next level. For Dancing with the Stars, that was my job. The co-costume designer and I, the challenge was for me to take dancing in your house and make you think that you could be a dancer. And so we just had to bring it home. Like, there were things that you could wear that you could pick out something from your closet and think you could do the waltz or the samba or the cha-cha-cha. And so those were the directions for us, and it worked out well because we won an Emmy for it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for speaking to me. I
Thank
love
you.
your work again.
Thank you very much.